crafty friends, Shana from ShanoukiArt, working in my big fat pink journal. Today I'm going to show you a few ways to work with paint chips or paint color cards. They are a great way to add color and interest to your journal. These paint chips that I'm using are available at my local hardware store. They are available for free, and of course I don't abuse that privilege. I do only take one or two every now and then. I do not go and fill a trolley load. These beautiful pink ones really match my theme, and I took two this time to show you a few ways to use them. These specific tricolor ones are perforated in between each color. So for the first three options, I am going to separate the colors. And for one, I am simply going to pop it into my pocket for just a pop of color. For the next one, I'm also going to pop it into a pocket. Like a tag, you can use it to write on, but I want to make it look a little bit more like a tag. I'm going to punch a hole at the top and thread through some Hessian string, which I'm going to tie in a big bow for added interest. So simple, but doesn't that look great in the pocket? Now carrying on from last week's video of 25 plus tab ideas, here is idea number 26. I'm going to fold this in half and use it as a tab. I also have a pink flower, and also I found these green leaves. I'm going to attach one. And then for the center of my pink flower, I have a flower sequin that I'm going to put there, and I'm going to staple all these elements together to keep them in place. And then I'm going to attach it to the page again with a staple. Some of the petals and the green leaf are going to be sticking out in between the pages. For the second paint card, I'm going to keep it whole, and I'm going to add some texture through a stencil. The stencil that I'm using, I've used before in the journal, that word continuity again, so it repeats elements, and I'm going to apply some texture paste with my palette knife just in some sections of the stencil. I'm not going to cover the entire thing. I'm going to dry that well, and then I'm going to add a focal point. I was paging through this coloring in book and came across this beautiful page. I absolutely love this flower, and I think it's going to be perfect. I'm going to fussy cut it. You could also use an image from a magazine, or you could even hand draw something. The reason I decided to use a black and white image for this is to bring a bit more black and white through the journal. There are a few elements of black and white here and there, so to connect it all, I'm going to use highlights of black and white. The texture paste is nice and dry. I'm going to stick the flower down with craft glue. I'm going to leave a little bit of the flower hanging off the card on the left. I'm going to balance the flower out with some black and white sentiments on the right hand side. These are little stickers. They're white with black text which match nicely, and I'm going to pick a few that I like, and I'm going to stick them one on top of the other in a row along the right. I'm then going to take my black fine liner pen, and I'm just going to go over some of the lines of the flower just to make them a little bit darker and to add a few more doodle lines. I'm going to extend this outlining around the sentiments as well. It will make them stand out a little bit more, and it'll create balance. Otherwise, the entire card will be left or bottom left heavy. I want to add a touch of color in the center of the flower. I thankfully have a Posca pen that is very similar to the bottom pink, so I'm going to add a few dots of that in the center section, but first I'm going to outline all the way around the card with just a freehand black line. I think this neatens off the entire card and pulls everything together. I really hope you enjoyed this video and were inspired to create your own altered paint chip card. There are a lot of different ways that you can alter these cards. This is a simpler version, but it suits the theme of my journal. And there's lots of space in the back for journaling. You can write over all this text, or you could cover it with gesso or a piece of paper first. I'm going to attach it in my journal with a paper clip on one of the pages. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. Thanks again for watching. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.